I want to show you my genuine reaction to these classical guitar tuners. This is a completely unopened packet from Amazon. Let's take a look. Nice box. This has a seal on there, which tells me that this has not been returned. I don't think. Some black screws, and here they are, the classical guitar tuners. There are not too many of these, especially in this price range, that have these bearings, these roller bearings here, which first reaction is they seem pretty smooth. Okay, it says Marvel 1 or Marvel L, and this is R, Marvel R. I'm just looking at this right now. So this looks like it has a little bit of a flex in it, which is interesting. Like it's spring-loaded or something. I guess it does give you a little flexibility for mounting. One of the reasons I really wanted to get these, number one reason, is because the ratio 1:18, which I believe is a couple of turns more, so you would have to turn this 18 times to get this to rotate once. And I believe the ones that are on my guitar right now are 16 to 1. And the other reason is the bearings. I hadn't expected I was going to do this, but okay. All right, so nice long machine screw there. And let's see how this fits. Okay, the interesting thing is, this has got flats on here, and there's a washer. It's like a cup washer, which means I think when you tighten this, it puts some tension on what you're tightening down to. And over here, we've got this piece, this serrated piece, which just has a hole in it. It's got the serrations on it. It has the nylon washer there, and actually this is lubricated. I'm going to put this washer back on, which is kind of a cup washer, and tighten this up. I'm going to be installing these tuners on this guitar. I purposely put this out of tune, so let's just tune it up and see how well it goes. So usually I end up going past the tuning up and going past it a little bit, and then coming down and going up again. I'm going to take these strings off on this side, the bass strings, and actually I'm going to try to reuse these strings. Interestingly, in another video, I did a kind of a review on these strings. I think these are Diodarios. They have a coating on them that stops them from going tarnishing. And I'm going to say it works, because these have been on for a few months now. And this is the guitar that I pick up quite frequently. And that's the reason I was interested in trying to upgrade this guitar a little bit, because I always have trouble with getting things tuned up. I'm going to take this off in a minute. I'm going to check what the ratio of these is, and these are just, I don't think they even advertise. So these are just inexpensive, and they're actually quite tight. They've been fine, but I just want something better. So I'm going to check how many turns this takes. So this is pointing that direction right now. All right, so I'm going to go 1, 1. That's one turn, right? One full revolution. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think it's 14 to 1. So let's take a look at these here. All right, so we got that pointing to, that's about 12 o'clock right there. All right, so I'm going to do this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 to 1. All right, so we're going from a 14 to 1 with these to 18 to 1 with these. So this one that came off, it's like that, right? So it's got the wheel on that side, and it's got the tuning pegs on this side. So let's see if this is going to fit. All right, so the holes fit nicely, and just as other people reported, I've seen a lot of people say that these don't match up. So that means that there are going to have to be some new holes. You might think I'm nuts, but anyway, I was looking for a piece of flat woods that I could use. I've got some 400 grit emery paper, and I just want to put this on here. This is the only piece I could find. I know I've sanded these down. Take the high spots off where the screw holes are, just so that this, when we put this on, it's going to sit nice and flat. So I am not a luthier. I just like, oh gosh, look at that. All right, never mind. All right, so yeah, I just dulled the finish a little bit there. What I discovered is that the two outside ones will fit, but these two on the inside, they need to become new holes. They're actually far enough away from the existing holes. I don't need to mess around filling these up. So what I'll do is, I have this interesting tool. It's a thing that makes an indent. So I think that will just help to locate those screws. So I think what I'll do is I'll put the outside screws. So I'm just going to check also the size of the new screws compared to the old ones. So I'll put those on there like that. Here's one of the old ones, and here's the new one. So the new ones are actually quite a bit longer. I don't like that they're almost going to be going through. I wish they had supplied. Yeah, I mean, this could be actually poking through, which I really don't want to do that. I don't like these screws. I'm going to put the original ones, even though they don't match, just for now. Maybe I could just paint the heads black or something. Anyway, let's just put them on. These holes are still fine for these screws. So these actually fit quite well. The screw locations on the outside, I don't think you can get any more perfect than that. And then I'm going to use my little tool and right, that's going to put a little indent. Yes, it did. So if I need to drill these, I will, but let's just see if this will go in without drilling. Perhaps I need to drill this. And I'm just going to go very easy with this. I don't know what size this is, just a little. I just want to get this, just kind of a starter, really. Okay, one right there. Okay, that's a little, feels a little tighter. Maybe I didn't go quite as much there. Anyway, I think that's fine. That is fine. It's better that I didn't use the screws that they supplied. Back over on the other side, I got this first side on and actually had to, since I'm reusing the strings, I had to tie a double knot to make them fairly secure. So right now I'm about to put this other side on. They feel good so far, just tuning them up they tuned up pretty easily, which for nylon strings is surprising. So I'm going to take this side off. Once I get this changed, I'm going to try find out how easy this is to tune up. The other thing that I noticed, if you just look at this, I find the contrast between the black spindle and the light strings is I think that's nice. You can see what's going on in there, and yeah, I kind of like I like the look of this. And even though I'm reusing the shiny screws from the previous tuners, I think it's fine because you've already got the silver on here, so that works for me. I just noticed right now as I'm turning these feel kind of stiff, like they're rubbing on something, which of course they are, you know, because the spindle is actually rubbing on the wood. But I really feel it now that we've got the other side on. I'm not showing the detail here of how to change the strings. I did another video on that. I can make it appear right there if you want to watch that. It's a YouTube short on changing strings. So get the strings on and time for a tune-up. So I got these tuners on this guitar and I like them. Some people reported that they were too wide or something like that, but actually what I find is they sit fairly flush with this side and also on this side, which I'm kind of happy about. They look good. I like the black look of them, and also I like the fact that the spindles here are black. So I kind of like the look. But in terms of, you know, what I really got this for is for tuning. Let's try and tune it. So I backed it off there. I would say that this is much easier to get in tune than the previous ones. And I'm not just saying that, it is. It's definitely easier to tune. I'm picking this up all the time, and because it's nylon string, then it tends to be quite, you know, it's more sensitive to temperature, and you know, the strings are more stretchy, so you know, it just takes a little bit more. You know, you just have to be more careful, I think, than steel strings. And I was concerned about them being, you know, I thought the black ones are a little bit cheaper than the gold ones. And I was concerned that they might be less quality, but these seem to be very nice. I like the look of them, and I have no problem with anything. So they get my thumbs up. If you're watching this on YouTube, hint, hint. And also don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Stay tuned. See you soon.